Here we are coming to you with another episode. This is The Dinosaur and the Dude. By far, without fail, no contest needed. It is the podcast with the shittiest audio, but the most amazing content you'll find in the world. Brought to you with love and kindness, brevity and amazement that only two people can find as we shoot the shit as we do in a conversation with ourselves that we happen to share and let you eavesdrop on. Here we are with another episode. Thanks for listening. Enjoy. Hey.
What are you doing?
I just finished. No, it's starting back up again. Hold on. It's just like I had just gotten over laughing, and then you responded back. That you honestly made that.
I'll be honest, I just made that shit up.
Just fucking. Oh shit.
You know, I wonder if people actually get what we're talking to. Like, just
I hope they don't. I hope they don't. I hope they don't get it. And I hope they don't get it, and then they got to listen to it again. Like, I missed something, and they listen to it again, and it's just sort of like one of those things that they have to. It's one of those things they got to digest multiple times. Like, I hope
small bites.
I hope that we either small bites, or I hope that we encourage the evolution of a mental version of a cow's stomach. They have to digest it like 4 times before.
That sounds exhausting.
To get all the nutrients out of whatever it is.
That's some fucked up shit. That's a joke, okay? Because cows just be chewing and chewing and chewing and chewing and then swallow them. Look, I'm done already.
Right, but look how
back up.
Yeah, but look how amazing. Look how amazing. Amazingly useful, purified, blessed, and expensive their shit is when it comes out, and it helps things grow. It's so good. I
just feel bad for the cow. Don't you think he gets tired of chewing?
No, I don't feel bad for the cow. That's how the fucker is made. I don't like. I'm like, oh, I feel bad for you. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna fix that? Not going to. So. Not gonna fix it, so yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
You got 4
I thought
stomachs.
maybe I could sway the evolution of the cow.
Yeah, like I don't know what the alternative is. Give it 1. I mean, you know how much shit would be around if a cow had 1 stomach? At least it's
okay. That's fair.
At least it's got like 3 things of processing. I mean, 'cause cow shit is an amazing thing to stand next to.
This is why we have the most amazing content.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah. You're right. That's the big thing.
I just wanted to pass that on.
Yeah.
Like I said.
Because when we do the alternative version of our podcast, which is what I'm calling this now, which is funny because this is the original version of our podcast, which I always feel kind of, like I said, I always feel kind of shitty because I have to process this version and I have to really bump you up. And it's not anything on your end that, is wrong or off or whatever. It's just the way it is that the processing, the playback, and the feed of audio. But in any case, this is The Dinosaur and the Dude.
Yes.
It is by far the podcast out there with the shittiest audio. But
it's fucking pretty shitty.
The most amazing content, and you gotta go back and you gotta listen to the content. And
over and over. You got to study it.
Yeah.
You got to try to figure out what the fuck is wrong
you
with
gotta
the
study. You got to study. You have to study it. And you know what?
We could be kind of huge in the psychology field.
Oh, we are.
They could be like these two whack jobs. What the hell?
We are, yeah. They believe in themselves so much, and they laugh at themselves. This is insane. But I got to click on the next episode, though. This is insane. But I'm gonna click on it.
This train wreck is not stopping.
Yeah. So speaking of which, I did this thing. We're gonna hop right back into it.
Yeah, do it.
I did this thing where I said, you know what? We've been rocking this amazing podcast for so long. I wonder what people like about us. And this is our 18th episode, so we've got. I mean, the first 5 were complete shit, right? We've got a library. How dare you? We have a library. Okay. I mean, technically, we could say like all of them that have the really. I'm putting it in quotes because it's good from our perspective. Have the really good audio. Those are the shitty ones because those aren't true to the real shoddy string and can audio that we normally are. So keep that bar low. Yeah, you know? Right. Yeah. So I went and I looked at my previous episodes. And I was like, let's continue to keep our finger on the pulse and give the people what they want. Yeah. We're having this is. I mean, you're right. There's some psychology to it. It helps you and I. We have our own shits and calamities that we go through, and so there is some therapy to this. The two of us talking about it, and that's how we started, and that's how it was. Yeah, true. That's how it was all like, we need to do a podcast, and I was like, nah, fuck that. Nobody's gonna. We need to. No, this is great because if this is happening to us, call it phone conversation. Yeah, if this is happening. Phone conversation. Right, and you were thinking if this is happening to us, maybe it can help somebody else. If we're talking about it, okay, fine, fuck it, whatever. If you and I were driving a car, this is exactly. It'd be a Mazda. If we were driving a car in one direction. So. Okay, we're going to go this way with this car. Okay, this is the metaphor. We're going to take this podcast and we're going to do this podcast this direction. The episodes are indicative of our conversation level, attention span, and and how long we'd be on that journey going to that direction that we're going. So I looked at the top 10 because we've got a library of 18 episodes. So I looked at the top 10 episodes that we've done so far. Top 10 that people have listened to. Okay. You want to know what they are? Yeah, I need to know. I need to know right now. I'm like baiting. I'm on bated breath here. Okay. I'm going to start from the bottom. Number 10. Of the top 10 episodes, number 10 is the very first. Oh, and another thing, which was over. Oh. Yeah, it was on mental health. So that was number 10. Good job. Number 9. I need to be better at those. God, I need to be better at those. Number 9. Okay, ready? Number 9 is the teaser to The Dinosaur and the Dude. More people have listened to us announcing that we would be doing a podcast than some of the episodes in the podcast. That's amazing. That would be like if
if we gotta sponsor somebody listening to the ad over and over and over, but not.
That's like somebody just watching a trailer and be like, man, that's gonna be a kick-ass movie, and never go see that fucker. Never see that fucker.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna pause right now for Canada Dry Bold. Little ASMR.
There you go. I was gonna call you and eat it. Eat my dinner on the phone.
Oh, wow. That sounds super sexy. Okay, number 8.
No, I was gonna.
Number 8.
I don't mean like call you. I mean like call you.
So number 8.
Okay.
It's episode 7, and that's on Aliens, Part 1. So
fucking A, man, we rocked that shit.
Yeah, that was all us talking about aliens, and not the movie, but like sightings and what.
Like the real for real.
Yeah, what our theories are.
Alien.
Right, and we, you know what, pat ourselves on the back. We were ahead of the curve, ahead of all these new sightings and balloons in the sky and all that kind of stuff.
Look at that.
Yeah, we were ahead of that.
Fortune cookie.
Okay, number 7 is actually number 8, episode 8.
Part 2.
Which is Aliens Part 2. That's right. Yeah, they claim.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was. All right, number 6 is episode 10, and that was the Free Black Friday and Glutton Fest shenanigans episode. Yeah, which was the episode that spawned the next series, which is what our 5th best episode is episode 13, Relationships Part 3, which is on romantic, committed, and cuffing relationships.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's see. Okay, number 4 coming in.
People love a love story, you know? I mean, they just fucking do.
Yeah.
They just eat it up.
So number 4 is interesting. And I'm trying to say it without laughing. Let me take a drink of this Canada Dry Bold.
Oh, see, that's a spot right there.
Mm-hmm.
Are you being paid?
No, but I'm drinking it like we are. So.
Oh, okay.
Number 4 is episode.
You can't do it.
No.
You can't do it with a straight face.
Episode 2, the very first episode.
Is that the prepper one?
No, it's episode 2. Our second episode.
Okay.
But it's
Please
titled.
understand that my memory is total shit.
No.
So.
No, I'm helping you out.
Okay.
So it's
I appreciate
episode 2, which is titled the very first episode, Let the Shits Begin. That's
yes.
That's it. Okay, so number 3. Now we're in the top 3. Top 3 shows. Top 3
Okay,
episodes.
okay.
Here we go.
What's it going to be?
Episode 6 comes in at number 3. It's titled More Audio Sound Problems, Elderly Doctors and the Elderly, Herbal Medicine and Pharma, and Discovering Nunsploitation. That's the third.
I thought that would have taken first. But,
yeah.
What do I know?
Well, number 3 and number 1, they are hand in hand skipping along, but right in between number 3 is number 2, which is episode 12. Which is part 2 of the relationship series.
Relationships.
Yeah, that was on Friends. Everything, what we thought about friends, what you consider a friend, what I consider a friend, we fuck a friend, all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
All right, number 1.
Okay, do it.
Which I was saying goes hand in hand with number 3. Number 1 is episode 5, which is titled Tech Problems, Gimp Suit Taylor, Growing Produce, and Prepper Meetings. The combination right there.
Is all of that, if all of that could be happening at one time, we would hit the jackpot.
It did. It happened in one episode. Oh, man. So it was kind of like reading over those was amazing. But it also was kind of daunting because now we're sitting on episode 18 and I'm just like, what the fuck are we, what the fuck?
What are we doing?
What the fuck are we, so, yeah, let's just do a wellness check on ourselves. How are you? You doing all right? Yeah, I mean, you sound like you got something, got your prop ups and all that kind of stuff. Still got some issues. Okay, great. So are we?
Did I tell you I had to use a cane?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to end up having foot surgery.
Okay.
To just take out the heel spur.
Yeesh.
So I think they're just gonna go in there with a chisel and be like, ding, ding, ding. We're done.
Oh man, so many drugs.
Yeah, which most of them I'm allergic to. So.
Oh, fucking hell.
It's allotted for me.
Wow. All right. So much Special K then.
I'm gonna be like, I brought my own Delta H. What? I'm good.
No. Don't worry about me. So,
I'm fine.
Cool.
So, but other than that, yeah, I'm great. I mean,
well, good.
I miss Tyler, but
right.
I haven't talked. Well, he's texted a little bit, but he's still trying to figure things out and get over, being hurt. I'm sure that he was hurt whenever we moved his stuff out of his room, and I know that hurt him. But I also think that it's time that he learned that he was hurting me, and that's not okay. And I'm not going to sacrifice myself for him because it's time for me to realize my own self-worth.
Yeah. So I think, and if we don't need to, we don't need to. I just want to make sure I'm not faking the funk a little and okay. I think we glossed over that.
About what?
About the move and because I remember in the last conversation we had talked about we had gone from there being a demon and Sage.
Oh, right.
And
yeah.
And then there was an argument. You and your wife had an argument.
Oh, yeah. So whenever I came back from Scotland, it was like bad juju or something. Something came back with me. I don't really know what I picked up in the airplane, but something was not right with our environment. And I don't know if I'm talking about it was emotionally, but it wasn't us. It was there was something going on. It was weird. So I was like, I don't even know what's going on, but I'm not trying to fuck with this shit. So we need to sage. And I was like, sage the whole house, sage yourself, and then whenever I get home, sage me. So we did that, and that kind of cleared everything out. And then I also went into Tyler's old room, and I saged all of that. Just just clearing out the air and just trying to neutralize things. And because we moved all of the stuff into a storage unit. Because he told us that he was going to be moving out, and it was 4 months later, and we were now moving his stuff out. So this really all could have been avoided. But I think the most important thing is that he realized this happened for a reason. And because of that reason, I took an action, and now, he's a little gun shy, he's hurt. I understand that, but this is stuff that you have to manage, and he couldn't manage. He had a hard time managing his respect for me when he was here, and I finally got to the point where I wasn't going to put up with it anymore, and he didn't believe me. And I was like, no, I'm not doing this. You're 18 years old now. You're an adult. You need to be responsible for your actions. This is you being responsible for your actions, regardless of whether or not you want to. It's happening. So we moved his stuff into a storage unit. He was already staying in his dad's house, had been staying there for about 4 months. And he did tell us 4 months ago that he wanted to move into that he was going to move into his dad's house. And I told him, please don't do it piece by piece. If you're going to do it, come over here one weekend, pack your stuff up and go, because the hurt is too much.
Yeah,
I mean, he doesn't understand. He understands where he's coming from. He doesn't understand where I'm coming from. I have a little bit more insight on what he's feeling because I've been there. I've been in his shoes before. I left my mom's house with my stepdad because my stepdad was just a fucking asshole. And I mean, he was not a nice person. Not at all. I mean, Laura makes that dude look like just a fucking tool. But and Laura cares about him, Tyler, immensely, and my stepdad does not give a shit about anybody, except for my mom and his damn dog. So, yeah, I've kind of been where Tyler is, and I know that it hurts, and I hate that. I hate it so bad. But I can't continue to sacrifice myself for, in lieu of his feelings.
Yeah.
Because that's not justice for him either. He's going to learn that it's okay to disrespect people. Well, I mean, I tried to teach him, but I was terrible at forcing him to respect me because I didn't know how to do that. And I didn't get backup from his dad whenever it came to co-parenting things. So whenever I would say something, he knew that it would change because it wouldn't do it over at his dad's house. And, there was no continuity there. I would have liked there to be, not 100% in sync, of course, because there's always going to be things that my ex and I didn't agree on. But for the most part, when Tyler acts in a poor manner, I would never encourage him or I don't know what the word is, to be disrespectful to his dad. I would be like, don't do that. Like he's gonna whip your ass, and if he does, you deserve it.
Like your relationship with him, your relationship with your ex doesn't need to be his relationship with your ex. If it's cool, it's cool. But you're not. Well, what I'm understanding, and I could be wrong, but you're not wanting to interfere with his relationship with his dad. If his shit is shit, but you don't want to be the one that kind of makes it shit. Influences it to be shit before it's realized on its own. Right.
Well, yeah, there's that too. I mean, I just, here's my goal. My goal in raising Tyler was to try my best to make for sure that when he was 18, that he was ready to take on society.
Yeah.
Because you know as well as I do that life will grab you by the balls and kick you in the fucking nuts.
Yeah. Still.
Hello.
It's not a one shot. It's a continuous affair.
Right. It's a punching bag at this point.
Yeah.
So, and you got to learn how to move with the punches and take things on the chin and
all the other things.
Yeah, and it's a lot to deal with. Being an adult is not, I don't want to say kids these days think, because I don't know what kids these days think. I can tell you what it appears Tyler thinks, and that's he's got it figured out. Like he knows where he's going. He's got it figured out. But now that he's facing it, I think he's a little scared, and I hate that so much. But I have to protect myself now. I'm not going to have a grown fucking man disrespecting me in my house. It's not happening. And he doesn't understand that, I don't think. At least not fully. And maybe he will one day.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's there yet, and that's just part of growing, and I'm not mad at him for it at all.
Yeah.
But in return, I really don't want him to be mad at me. I don't think it's fair that he's mad at me. If he is mad at me, I don't know.
Yeah, it might be one of those things where he's just doing something unknown. Like, he's just, it could be one of those things that he's just reacting and just like, I'm going to feel it out as I go. And I don't know if it's one of those things where, if it's not understood, it could be one of those where he's not understanding it solely because it's just not coming, it's not connecting yet. Like you're saying, eventually it could all make sense. But,
well, and it will, because, as well as I do that, as we mature, we realize things. We have these realizations and these aha moments. Like, I will never forget the time that I actually figured out and realized that my mom, she was right all along. And it fucking threw me. I was at work and I was falling. Yeah. I was like, oh, my God, I'm so stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where it becomes the question mark is when. Because eventually things are found out, and eventually a person finds out things that, as they mature, or however somebody wants to call it, you become more aware, or whatever you want to call it. But when you did, when the person across the street did, when he will, those are all, there's not a set in time when that happens.
Right.
It's different for everybody, and a lot of times that difference is based on circumstances. If you're in a situation where you're having to make decisions a lot sooner than others, quote unquote, normally would, then you get that understanding, or you get that wisdom, I think, a little bit sooner than somebody that didn't have to, be thrown into the flames like that.
That's a really good point.
And so who knows how long the eventual would be for him. I just want the two of you to have the healthiest relationship possible.
And I think that we will. I think that there's this hurt is in the way, and the hurt needs to subside. And I need to find a way to convey to him that everything that I've done is from a place of love. I've not ever maliciously done something or done something with ill intent.
Right.
I have absolutely nothing but unconditional love for that boy. Or that man, sorry.
Sure.
He was the reason I went on at times, Whenever you have those moments of doubt and you're thinking, wouldn't the planet just be better without me? And then I would always think of him and be like, no, because he's my guy. Like, he's
right.
Even I only like one male in this.
Yes.
I only love to this level. Like, I don't have a husband. I don't want a husband.
Right.
But as far as family goes, he's my number one.
Yeah, right. So you want to be as true. And it might be one of those things where after things settle a little bit, you two have a conversation and just say, hey, are we good? And just talk about why you feel the two of you aren't, and why you made the decision you did. Because I think that, and maybe it's sooner than later, because I think that the more time goes by, the more the assumptions they manifest into a reality. It's like, because you don't have anything else to clear it up. You don't have anything else to refute it. And so it must be, she wanted me out all along, or it must be.
Right, that's true. But see, here's the thing. I'm struggling as to when that time is, because like I said before, he's a grown-ass man. And as a man, I respect him. I respect him as being an adult.
Oh, okay? yeah. Absolutely. In no way am I...
I have to...
Yeah.
Right. I understand what you're saying. I know that you're not. But for, I want to make sure that I'm not in his face too much and like, hey, let's talk, let's do whatever.
Yeah.
Because I'm not his guardian per se anymore. He is his own entity. The decisions that he makes will affect his life forever.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's really one of those things.
Just the same as the fact that Chris and I didn't co-parent as well as we could have and should have, that's going to affect him forever. But that was before he was 18, and we were responsible for that part.
Right, yeah.
Now he's 18, he's responsible for this part forward.
Sure.
I'm here to help him. I'm here to love him. I'm here to try to be a sounding board and help, just give him the advice if he wants it, and to support him and love him. I'll never stop loving him. But I can't be up in his face about it right now because I'm really not sure where he's at. And he's talking very minimally. He's busy with work. He's busy writing music, and he drives to Dallas every day. So that's every morning. That's 45 minutes to an hour one way. Yeah. So, which he's getting the experience that he needs, and that's fine. I just put it out there that, hey, look, you know what? I miss you. I love you very much. That has never changed. What we went through, I promise you, it was done out of a place of love. I expect you as an adult to respect me as your mother, regardless of whether or not you were taught to respect it or backed up and somebody saying you need to respect your mother. Like, that's not okay. It's now his turn to understand that no shit, for real. I don't have to put up with you, but I want to. But the only way that I'm going to want to is if you treat me like a decent human being in return.
I mean, that's a fair conversation. It's just the only thing that's missing out of it is his response to it all. And
sure.
That's the conversation that the two of you will have in the future. That's really what it comes down to. In some shape or form. It might not be a clean cut, let's sit down and do that. It might be some weird, off to the side, awkward, bullshitty start. But
right.
Conversation
it's going to be whatever it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah. It's like, hey, I'm going to take the trash out. Oh, no, I was going to take the trash out. This is why I didn't like you in Thanksgiving. It's like, what? Okay, I guess that's what we're talking about. Oh, okay.
You're passionate about recycling.
Right. It's like, this is why. And, it's just, sometimes that's how it is. It's like you got something that you are holding off saying, and then eventually you, it just spews out, and it's rough and raw, but at least it's getting out.
This is tricky waters.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh, it absolutely is.
Because I want to respect. I expect respect from him, especially now that he's an adult and he needs to know better. And I think that he knew better before. He just didn't implement it. He did tell me at one point that he knows that he disrespects me at my house, and he does it because he can get away with it, because at his dad's house he wouldn't be able to get away with it.
Okay, well,
and that's an arrogant and shitty thing to say.
Yeah.
But that's what's spawned this whole thing.
Yeah, that's some awareness then, and that kind of refutes what I was saying.
And he'll get it. He'll get it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, he's going to get that in time, in his own time. But as an adult, from adult to adult, I don't have to subject myself to that.
Well, yeah, especially if you're doing it with the intent. Yeah, if you're doing it with intent and knowing that is something that you can get away with, and then that becomes an abuse thing. Then it becomes
exactly. And I've told him that.
Yeah, so
I've told him that. You know what? I mean, everybody, I think, at portions of their lives, truly could benefit from therapy. It took me my entire life to find a therapist that I could connect with, and I've been going to therapists since I was, I don't know, 10, 11 maybe. Yeah. So nobody ever got me, and I never understood how to process things. When they say, oh, you just have to process it, I had no fucking idea what that meant. And I tried so hard to try to figure out what that meant, but I just couldn't get it. It wasn't until I was about 39 years old that I met my therapist, and he taught me and walked me through how to process things. And it wasn't a step-by-step instruction. It was just him guiding me to a place of awareness. And that changed my life. And I want that for Tyler so bad, because I think he's a brilliant mind. He is so smart. It is insane how smart he is. If he could get his emotional psyche in tune with that intelligence, oh my God, he would be unstoppable. And then I think that he would probably feel a little bit more self-worth, because just like me, he's struggled with it. And maybe, well, I mean, I'm sure that my behaviors raising him helps mold him. And so, there's also a part of me that feels a little responsible, but also there's a part of me that knows that I could not have loved him any more than I loved him. I mean, we were packed to the brim and overflowing with love. So I just needed him to make for sure that he knew that he was loved. Because when I was growing up, I didn't feel that my dad loved me.
Yeah. So
I was really concentrating on one thing, but something else slid by. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. You're trying to compensate for a lack that you had, and and then in the process of that, things went the way they went, and that's indicative of the fact that there's no formula, period, on how to go about doing it. But a lot of times people see what the lack was, and they softly or very loudly say, I'm never again, or I'm not going to subject mine to that, and that's great and well and good. It's a heavier, a more daunting task to try and keep everything else up and above and raised, and something's going to slip, and there's going to be some ebbs and flows, and you focus on the things that you never want to have your kid exposed to, and you try your best at that. And I mean, looking back on it, yeah, you're gonna find all this other shit that you wish you'd done better, or because of this, that, or the other. But
always, right?
In that moment though, you were doing what the fuck you could, the best you could, and how you could. And the fact that you're able to look back on that, this means you've made it through all that, and now you're like, okay, cool. This is what I did. This is the product. This is who I've helped get to this point. Yeah, get to this point in their life, good, bad, or indifferent. And I played X amount of role in that. I wish I would have done Y, but I didn't. And there's nothing I can do about it now. Hope that they, become a better person, better version of me, in them, and and that's all you can do, because none of that other shit can be rectified. You can't. Right. I mean, sorry, your birthdays weren't everything that I wanted them to be, but they were the best that I could make them at the time, and I just felt like every year after that I try and do better after that. Sometimes I was good at that, sometimes I fucked up on that too. But here we are. We still have room to make our relationship better. And that's the thing, really. As long as you can make your relationship better, then you know, better than what it was before, better than what you thought this was the best. And if you still have those means of still continuing and still making things better, growing in some capacity together in a positive way, that's what it's all about. I mean, that's what fucking...
I think we will.
That's what fucking life and people growing and realizing things about each other. And
it's also nuts, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a thing that people don't fully digest. Like, I think that and I think people just can't, because it's not there for them to process it. It's not there for them to digest it into where you're like, man, this is how things are now. And
well, if you try to take it all in, I mean, that's kind of like getting a drink out of a fire hose.
Well, right, but I mean,
smacking in the face is too much.
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying is, like, this is how it is, and it's either so much off from what you were wanting it to be, so much off from, you know, more than what you wanted it to be, or somewhere close in the middle, but it's never really like landing on both your feet, and you know, you stuck the landing, and it's like, yes, this is exactly, everything is precisely no,
and there shouldn't be, but
no, and that's the thing.
That it is, then that's being grandiose,
right? But the really head trip of that is, it never is one way or the other. It's never far to the left or right or center, because you've yet to land. Your reality of it is always evolving. So
sure.
When he was 8, it was, you know, your perception of where you wanted things to be is completely different from when he's 16. It's completely different when he's 18. And what you thought was going to be where you wanted to be when he was 8 is super far from what you really wanted, and where you wanted to be when he was 16, and where you are now. And it's something
it'll continue to evolve.
Exactly, that's my point. It's like,
and as long as we can,
it's not even a fire hose, because it's not even something that is comparable. We can't comprehend it yet, because we can only interpret what we think we want it to be, what we hope things would be, but there's no full realization of that, and the understanding we get from that realization is always moving. It's always moving. But hey, that's how it is. And the next thing you know, you're. I mean, it sounds trivial. It sounds like I'm just sort of like, okay, this is far from it. But it's like, it could be some completely batshit amazing stuff, like that chick that, I can't remember her name now, but both of her sons played in the Super Bowl, and they're on opposing teams, and she's like, you know, who knew, right? How far off was she from wherever she thought her kids would be? And the next thing you know, she's sitting with some...
She's a winner either way.
Right. She's sitting with... But at the same time, her other son is crying because he's like, oh, fuck, I didn't win. And then she just got finished congratulating her other son for winning. And now you got to go over...
And now she's going to go console the other one.
And now you got to console your other son. It's like, it's all right. You did great. And it's like, fuck. That's a weird scenario, too. Who knew? Who would have thought? You know, and so I think that it's really just making sure that your relationship with the person is as real as it can be, as honest as it can be, without and understanding that the honesty is, and that realness and that honesty is raw, and it's not going to be the perfect scenario to have these conversations. It's not going to be the perfect timing or the perfect environment, or hey, we need to talk about this, because that realness and that honesty needs to be said and addressed, and there's no perfect setting for it. I mean, a lot of times therapy works for people. A lot of times I think therapy works for people when that honesty and that real conversation level isn't had with that person that you really want. I think that there's a lack of that relationship with whomever you wanted to have, that jacks a person up in some sort of way, and they have to get therapy so they can talk it through, because that other person that they really wanted to talk to isn't receiving it, either because they're out of their life or they
are not being understood, or feel like they're not being heard.
Right. But it's like that.
Or just have to bounce something off of somebody so that you can collect your thoughts. Because the world is busy. It's buzzing all around you all the time. And now with social media and the internet, it does not fucking stop.
Yeah.
Ever.
So I mean, but to the point you were just making, they're not being heard. It's sort of like, you can have that honest and real conversation, but the other part of it is, because it's a conversation, it's got to go both ways. It's got to be real and honest and heard and regarded both ways. And that doesn't mean there's going to be an agreement or a common ground, but there will be, I hope, just some sort of understanding, or maybe a little bit more understanding of that person that you thought, that you gained after hearing it. And you might still walk away going like, well, you know what? That's how you fucking think. Okay, that's how you fucking think. But at least you heard them, and at least they heard you. And there's that.
Dude, I love you so much.
Huh?
I mean, I said I love you so much.
Oh, I love you too.
This is something that I needed to hear, because there are times where Tyler says, "You're not listening to me. You don't listen to me," and I'm like, "Oh my God, no, you don't. You're not listening to me."
Yeah.
It just goes in a perpetual circle, and I get amped, and then he gets amped, or he gets amped, and I get amped.
Right.
And we're setting ourselves up for failure.
Well, and it sets the tone for the next conversation. It's like, okay, why the fuck am I going to talk to you? You're not going to hear me anyway. Okay, fine. This is what I'm thinking. Okay, you got that? No, you don't, because you don't ever listen to me. I had to make sure that I was doing what I was telling people I was doing, where I was saying, "Oh no, I'll listen to you. I'm a great listener." Sometimes, the listening part is just that. I don't need a fucking response from you.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's a good point.
I just want you to listen to me. And that person is wanting you to listen to them, one, so they could just fucking vent and just let that pressure get down a little. And, that's the fire hose part. You're not really, I'm not entirely sure if you're going to understand what I'm saying, but I'm letting it all out. And it's not to beat you. It's just, this is what's going on in my head right now.
Sure.
And a lot of times, those are the conversations. That stuff right there is not what's done. And so that person is left, like I was saying earlier, where the assumptions they manifest into being the reality, and the next thing you know, they're in therapy because they've never had that type of conversation level with the person and the persons, because eventually that becomes the mode of this is how conversations are had. And so they expect and project that type of conversation onto other people too. And so then and I'm not saying this for everybody. I'm just saying. No, I'm saying with conversation focused therapy issues, it kind of boils down to that shit. Like I never had just sit down, deep, listen to me kind of conversation with either of my parents or aunts, uncles. None of them had that engagement level. It was always, you're the kid. Do what the fuck I'm saying.
Right.
And if you said anything else, then you're talking too much,
or you're talking back.
And then you got.
And Lord God, you did not want that to happen.
Yeah, and then you got smacked, right? And that does something, and that's what I was meaning by it. Then influences your conversation level across the board. After that, I can't express to you not just this, but also that. Not just this thing that I was just talking to you about, but also this other interest I might have, or this I might have, or this I might have. And then, next thing you know, they're like, "Oh, I didn't know you were into that." Yeah. This is one of my favorite things. Huh. I wish I'd have known that. That's crazy. Why you never told me that? Because you would always tell me that's dumb. Huh. Oh, I remember saying that. Well, fuck. You should get over that. Nope. You can't now because that's been baked in for decades. So,
I'm going to have to go to therapy for
Right. But then there's that right there. But yeah, I've got this thing that has been going on for years, and I don't feel like I'm being heard, or I'm being listened to, or my perspective is not seen, or my questions, just this stupid fucking question, isn't even regarded. But I didn't need answers. I just needed to have a regard towards what I was asking. But because maybe I'm misunderstanding
him. Maybe he just wants to vent.
Yeah.
And not have me make suggestions.
Right.
Or
that's why you're not listening. Yeah, that's where that statement comes from.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not listening. It's not a matter.
Why didn't I think of that? I mean, I'm a pretty intelligent person. Why didn't I think about that?
Because all the intelligence is getting in the way. I'm super fucking smart. I know what you're going to say. I know. I got the solution. Okay, relax. I got it.
Also, it has to do with the ADD as well, because in conversations, I'm usually like 2 or 3 sentences ahead.
Sure, and there's different factors that there's all the seasonings of you that can also be a part of it. The
seasonings of me.
Yeah. I don't want to say you're batshit crazy. I'm just going to say you're seasoned.
No,
you're seasoned the way you are, and that's what makes you you. You're not plain vanilla. You've got a lot of seasoning. I think though that
I got flavor.
I mean, I think though that's the thing that a lot of people. I think that is some of the root of, and I'll say it that way. It's a root of some of the things that people have going into therapy, and other things manifest because of that go in, they cope with this lack by doing X, and X produces a different type of habit, different type of behavior, a different type of understanding, a different way of coping. And when that coping mechanism isn't around, I need a standby coping mechanism, and so on and so forth. And I'm not saying that I got this whole shit figured out. I'm just saying I think that a lot of people, because a lot of times when you go into therapy, somebody else, they'll say, okay, well, have you talked to them? Have you expressed this to them? And they'll tell you about ways of talking to people.
Right.
Which is something that you could have done, but you never had. You just never had the feeling of the ability, the regard, the understanding, the honesty, the respect and awareness from that other person that they would receive whatever it is you were trying to say to them. And if you wanted to say to them, that could be completely off the mark from their beliefs, thoughts, understanding.
Right, because we're all so different, and that's the thing. Whenever we communicate, Tyler is not me.
No,
he's not,
right.
I mean, he's his own man now, and now he's making big man decisions and big, he's forming his own self, which is what he's supposed to be doing.
Right.
I just might not understand the way in which he's doing that.
Now, the other thing is, he's been doing that. It's not just now, big man 18. He's been articulating it.
Right, cultivating all of this.
But his way of articulating it is different when he's 12 compared to 18. It's different when he's 8 compared to 18. And so it starts in ways and shifts and manifests and evolves later to 18. This is the way we talk, because all this time before, that's kind of cultivated the way it is. And so, again, you get to a point where things have evolved and you're like, it's a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, what you wanted it to be, but it might not be. None of that stuff is realized because in that moment before, you never saw this coming. So you couldn't really.
This is deep.
You couldn't really gauge. Oh, no, we're going to get to something else. We're going to get to something else. But right now, we have to talk about this because I love you, and I want to make sure that you've got someone to talk to.
Oh, yeah. I'm married to a therapist.
No, I get that. I get you're married.
Always willing to talk.
I mean, I get that you're married to a therapist, but at the same time, you're also like, okay, please don't analyze me. I want to just talk to you without you.
Oh my God, right? Yes, I said that to her just the other day.
Yeah, because she's a therapist, but you haven't said but you haven't once said that to me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
True.
Because you automatically come with it up, thinking.
Right, but we're peasants. We're just mere mortals.
Yeah, but you automatically come up with it. Okay, you're a therapist. Okay, don't do therapies. Don't do therapist things. Just let me talk about why I think cooking is bullshit. Don't bring it up into childhood, anything. No, just let me talk about why I like to put the toilet paper roll this way. Don't analyze that shit.
Oh my God, right?
So my like for me, I never talk 5 minutes. If I talk to my dad for 5 minutes, over 5 minutes on the phone, he's telling me someone died.
I'm so sorry.
And in the effort of that, he's also telling me who I need to now tell for him who someone died.
Shut up.
Yeah, no, it is super fucked when you got to tell your aunt that her dad died because my dad didn't want to tell her.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's amazing. But those are that's like when I was trying to talk to him just person to person. Nah, it wasn't anything like that. He would come home and he would go right to his bedroom and close the door, and I wouldn't.
Do you think he was just terrified? Just terrified of talking to you?
No, I think he was in the zone so fucking much that I needed to, like I was saying, you're a kid. you do your kid thing. You don't question. You don't bring up. You don't.
No.
But then it was always this it was always this hypocritical kind of thing. It's like, oh, you can talk to me about anything. Really? Can I? I don't know. Because if I talk to anything, I mean, knowing me of my beliefs now in the circles, I'll say, that I interact, engage, and dip into from time to time, so far on the planet Pluto than it is for two hyper-religious people to comprehend. I can't tell you how many times there was an intervention to save my soul.
Oh my God!
I can't tell you how many times it was just a flat-out question. Are you taking drugs? Are you high right now? No, not.
Probably.
Why are you doing this? Only drug addicts think of that. Really? Only the drug addicts do. Okay. Didn't know that was a survey done, and it was found.
What was the population of the Vikings anyway? Did you get that number for me?
Straight up 90%. Straight up 90% of. And I love the title of it, The Drug Addicts. It was only them. Didn't give a fuck about what drug they're on. It was just the drug addicts. So yeah, if I questioned anything, like, okay, why do we go to church so much?
Would it be, are you on drugs?
Why, yeah, like, why do I need to get baptized? Oh my God, I cannot tell you how one step away from an exorcism that look I got when I said, why do we need to get baptized? I mean, I don't think that's something that, is there something that's revered still?
That's almost as bad as saying, yeah, I've read the Bible. It's a good story.
Oh, my God. Oh, wow.
It's a good book of morals.
Like, I'm just, like, sitting there. Oh, no. When I said I wanted to, oh, hey, so Muslim is, okay, so if Islam was around before Christianity, then why? Oh my God, I couldn't even finish that question. I stopped at why. Then why? Because my dad was driving when I asked this question.
He starts pulling over, taking off his belt.
He didn't even pull over. He didn't even pull over. He literally turned around and just looked at me. We're still going forward. And my mom is in the passenger seat, and she turns and looks at me too. And he just says, "That's your problem. You ask too many questions."
Oh.
All right.
That's a problem. Okay.
All right. Well then,
my bad.
Guess what I'm not going to do around you anymore.
Right.
You know? And so
exactly.
And so it's those moments and it's those interactions and those moments that structure a conversation level that happens that is where it is now. Like my conversation level with my parents now is nowhere I ever wanted it to be.
Right.
But that's where it is now. And what sucks even more is that they're both so mentally out of it that you can never get that. You can never repair that. And so that's what I mean. That's where I reflect back in saying that, you know, it's not something that we can repair or rectify in some sort of way because of the way or whatever happened when you were 6. let me go ahead and fix that now that you're 18. You can't. Yeah, I mean, that's been so steeped in for 12 years. Good luck. And none of that's going to be, whatever you say, none of that's going to be something that they just, boop, now it's not in their head anymore. And now they're going to talk to you and look at you without that ever being an issue or ever being a blip in the thought at all. I mean, maybe 12 more years, it'll smooth out that wrinkle in some sort of way, but it's still going to be there in some capacity, and everybody just has to get to the realization that is what it is, and we have to continue to do better for each other. And maybe that's just, okay, I need to listen to you and not say a fucking thing. And know that there's going to be a part 2 to it, because you're going to walk away like everybody else and say, oh yeah, man, I should have said this. You know what? Also, I was thinking that, you know what? I don't even fucking I never like celery in the stuffing. You know, just some stupid whatever the fuck kind of shit, but at least you're getting it out. You know?
True.
Yeah. That's all about.
That's good stuff, though. That was a great conversation.
It was all right, you know.
No, it was a good conversation.
It was
we
all
just
right.
had.
It wasn't no gimp suit and non-exploitation, but
that's true. A percentage of the whatever's
90% of the Vikings are still on this planet.
Around.
They're still on this planet. Don't know if they're all lesbians, but 90% of the Vikings.
Because they got a flag. They put a flag on that shit.
God damn it. Oh, man. That shit.
They beat you to it. I mean, this is fair play, I think.
Yeah. But.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah.
Me and the lesbians.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I dig lesbians, but in any case, that's what makes me an ampersand. Which, you know what? I thought that through.
Yeah.
And yeah, I am right. I don't think I could ever be on the flag because, well, no. I can because some of the things that are on the flag is more of a kink than a identity. Lifestyle. Yeah, I don't know. I was going to leave it up to you to clarify that. Is it lifestyle, identity? Because you got transgender. Is that a lifestyle or an identity, or is lifestyle identity? Or are they the same?
I don't know. Do you feel like if you identify with that as a lifestyle? Because if so, then yes. But if not, then no.
Wait. Do I identify as ampersand as a lifestyle?
No.
Or are you saying trans? Are you saying trans? Because I don't know. I can't relate to that. I can't.
No, just in general.
Ampersand is. I think it's. I don't feel it's a lifestyle because it is me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and you're not just a lifestyle.
Well, I don't know of myself that I am that is a lifestyle because I'm me. You know, I'm not seeing myself.
Who are the people that make these decisions?
Okay, see, that's the thing. I'm not seeing myself outside of myself in order for me to say this is a lifestyle, because I don't know of anything that I'm doing specifically to maintain this lifestyle. Like for me, if you're a playboy, if you're living it up, if you're a rich dude living it up, you're doing some stuff that's a part of that lifestyle or that way of life, that living.
Okay, perfect. But follow this one. Hugh Hefner. Mm-hmm. He was a playboy.
Okay.
He was okay.
Right.
Was that his identity or his lifestyle? It was both.
Yeah. So when you get to the point where you've developed a persona, when you've developed a persona for that lifestyle, then you're on. You're on in front of the cameras. Was Hugh Hefner
extremely fucking old guess.
And I didn't know Hugh like that, or as other people would call him, Hef, whatever. Was he always on, or was he always on when people were around and needing him?
It depends on how much Viagra he took.
Right, but I'm saying his entire life, because you look at the dude, and he's in robes, not just in whatever he was, 80s or whatever, but like he was rocking it, and he had to be that persona non-stop.
Right.
Because he had people over at the house, the parties, all the time. He had a magazine to run. He had all this kind of stuff. And we acquiesced into Playboy because I said Playboy, and I totally get it. Like, say, for instance, Dennis Rodman.
Or Martha Stewart, fucking whatever.
Or Martha Stewart. I mean, are they Martha Stewart, or are they Martha Stewart when the camera is rolling and when they're in the kitchen and when...
No, I'm pretty sure that bitch is just what she is. I mean, she just is.
And when she's talking about lemon zest, and then everything else is just her in a bed in a muumuu, like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
I hope so.
I don't give a
fuck. I hope so.
No, that's probably that Dean chick. That's probably her.
Oh, no.
That's probably her.
I can't do it with her. I wouldn't even eat her gravy. Hell no.
Oh, wow. It's so many terms that could definitely be lesbian terms that I just let go because I'm like, it fits. It totally fits. What she's saying, it totally fits. It's me. It is me for thinking that way. It's me for thinking that way. I totally own it. But I just wanted you to know, her eating her gravy, I was like, huh, that's a good one. I don't know if I could ever use it, but it totally works for her.
No, it does because I'm from the South. And
I get it. But the double entendre is amazing, and I'm not going to let it slide without saying, doffing my hat to you, saying, good job. I love that.
Good job, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's the thing that you got. Like Mike Tyson was a Mike Tyson all the time, but Mike Tyson was on. He talks about it. It's like he had to be a fucking savage. He had to be a savage in the ring, and so his build up to that moment of being in the boxing ring was a transformation that would happen from the locker room to the ring, and like,
true.
And he would talk about how he would fuck chicks before a match, which is a total taboo. It's a total taboo in sports because it's supposed to drain you of your power. And it's like, no, I would do that. This dude is in an interview saying he would do that because he knew that was a way it would keep him from killing the person he's in the ring with.
What?
Yeah. That's how much you got to tone yourself down. And you still will go out there and annihilate people. So he would fuck chicks to diminish his power so he would murder people
And shit.
while other people watched. That's the thing that but then him outside of that, depression, self-doubt, he had
Hello, welcome to the world.
Well, but I'm just saying, like that thing of where he had a lifestyle that he had to maintain, manage, promote, do things in order for that lifestyle to be maintained, managed, and promoted. But him as a person, not necessarily. And bringing that all back around, I think that some of the things is on the flag.
No wonder he bit that dude's ear off.
Oh,
He was hungry.
He was so amped. Oh man,
he was hungry. That's what happened.
Well, no, he was mad. He was super mad because he was losing the fight, and he just was super angry. And he's like, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I
thought he just wanted to smack.
Do whatever the fucking me. No, because that was the second one. People just think he went for the first one and that was it. No, he went for the other ear first, and to speed up the.
I wonder what he was thinking. Has he ever said what he's thinking about?
Yeah, that's what he was. He was like, he was just super frustrated and super mad because he had gotten to the point where he wasn't dropping dudes like he was prior.
Oh.
Like before all that, people were getting mad at him because he was fucking the pay-per-view game up. Like people were buying to go to they would go to the boxing matches and they would get pay-per-view if they couldn't fly out to Vegas or whatever. And HBO would take in all this fucking money. Because at the time you could only do the pay-per-views through HBO and Showtime and shit like that, your cable network.
Gotcha. Right.
Well, then this motherfucker would come out there and knock somebody out in less than a minute.
Right.
And then so people will be like, I just paid whatever the fuck, $29.
How much money?
Yeah,
right.
$49 for a minute. I mean, the interview before and after the fight.
Oh, lasted longer.
Yeah. And so they would show all these preliminary fights to compensate. But really, people were only wanting to watch it for Tyson's fight. And so you'd have all these prelims up, and everyone's like, okay, yeah, cool. And you get the main event. It's like, oh, yeah, awesome. And this dude would just form and just walk out. I'll eat your children. I'll tear out their hearts. And you say some crazy shit. And like, oh, my God, this guy's a savage. And he wouldn't wear socks when he was boxing because he was like, no, I want to feel like a warrior. I want my feet as close to the ground as possible because that's how warriors fight. Oh, this is amazing. But then he started fighting people, and shit wasn't clicking like that anymore. Then he went to prison, got out, and he had to work himself all the way back up again, which gave him some drive because he wasn't sitting on top like it. But then he was like, I'm hitting that wall again. So yeah, it's interesting. He's a very, very interesting person to me. I really.
Well, we're amazing.
Yeah.
How did this happen? We just got here. Like we've run the gamut.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Yeah.
So who are you? I mean, I hate that we didn't.
Oh, no. We'll talk about me next episode.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm all right, I guess. Kind of. I'm here. I'm here. No.
Thank God.
I count the days and was like, fuck. That's usually the first word I say every morning.
Oh, no.
And, a PSA that I've been meaning to tell everybody that's listening, drink a glass of water. When you wake up, first thing in the morning, when you wake up, drink a glass of water. I do that. The other thing you want to do is wash your hands. You want to wash your hands.
Why?
Not that anything has happened to me that has proven to be a life-alarming thing. I'm just saying.
I'm so intrigued now.
You're sleeping and you do shit.
Like play with your balls and stuff?
Maybe. Or dig in your ear. You flop about. You do a weird fetal position where you put both of your hands around your crotch and you get in the fetal position. Who knows? You're sleeping. You're having the best sleep. You don't give a fuck. You wake up, you yawn, you're like, awesome. Just wash your hands. Just,
smell them first.
Before you wipe your eyes. Or
wipe your face all over and then wash.
Wash your hands first.
No, definitely don't wash your hands.
Then go at it. Because you never want, that moment where you're going, is this earwax?
You got syphilis on your face.
Is this earwax? I don't.
Is that smegma?
How did I get this much earwax?
That smells like ball cheese.
Yeah, on the back of my palm. That's not possible. That's not possible. You never want that. Not that has happened to me. I'm just saying. Wash your hands.
Yeah.
You know, idle hands, devil playground, whatever the fuck the saying is.
Right.
Well, when you're
something about the devil in a playground.
Yeah. Well, when you're
from school children.
Right. Well, when you're sleeping, that's a big playground. So.
And that's like 8 hours of playground.
Right. That's a big playground of extended play. So
that's fair.
So wash your hands.
Okay, so drink water and wash your hands when you first wake up in the morning.
Yeah, hydrate.
I'm going to say take your mushrooms.
Oh, okay, good one.
Your cordyceps, your reishi, your shiitake. All those.
I have none of that shit. I'm just going to be honest. I have none of it.
Really?
Yeah.
And your lion's mane and your turkey tail. You don't take any of that stuff?
Is it blended together?
So I take one that's a gummy, and then I take turkey tail in addition. Because the one that I take is a gummy.
Turkey pill.
What?
What is a turkey pill?
A turkey tail. It's a type of mushroom.
Okay, you just made it worse. A turkey tail, but you saved it when you said it's a type of mushroom. I was like, what are you doing with the turkey tail? All right, so it's a turkey tail is a type of mushroom.
A turkey tail is a type of mushroom because it grows the way that it grows on trees. It looks like a turkey's tail.
No.
I'll send you a picture.
No, I completely understand how names get to be, and people like to think these scientific names are fucked up.
Yeah, I did not mean to make it sound like that you're a fucking dumbass. No. I didn't take it. I'm saying people like to talk about, oh, wow, this scientific name is too long. Okay, we'll leave it up to somebody to just name it what they see it. Right.
Then you're going to get something like turkey tail. You're like, what is turkey tail? It's a mushroom. What? It's not the tail?
It's great for the brain.
It's not the tail of it? No, see, I was in the woods, and I was like, is that a turkey tail coming out the tree? Nope, it's a mushroom. But you know what? You know the name of this?
Turkey tail.
Go get you one of those turkey tail mushrooms. A turkey tail, you'll know when you see it. And they go out in the woods, and then boom. Hey, I got this. Is this it? Does it look like a turkey tail? Fuck yeah, it does. That's what it is. And then the next thing you know, people are getting turkey tail mushrooms. That's exactly how shit happens.
I was wondering.
No,
I'm glad you cleared that up for me.
Yeah, I just helped you. I used to do that with salsa. There was a salsa. I could not remember the name of it. And so I just called it Old Lady Salsa. And that's because there's an old lady on the packaging. And so I was like, fuck it. Okay, you're going to go to the store. You're going to be in the salsa section. Get the Old Lady Salsa. It's the only one with the old lady on it. Get that one.
I love that.
Get the roasted garlic Old Lady Salsa.
Old Lady Salsa.
Every time. Work like a charm. Hey,
and it worked.
Yep.
Perfect.
That's the only one. Yeah. Well, her name is, I don't want to know her name. Nope. I don't want to know her name. Old Lady Salsa. That's all that matters.
No, but what it is.
Yeah.
You're like, no, but just let me tell you. You don't have to remember it. You're like, no, don't ruin it.
Right. This isn't really a turkey tail. This is actually no. It's a turkey tail.
No. Nope.
It is a turkey tail.
I've already accepted it as something else.
It's a turkey tail, and those are rabbit ear carrots. Nope. That's what it is. All right. It's been over an hour. It's almost an hour and 30, and we like to keep it to an hour, but we never do. So we never do.
Exactly.
It's like we like to be rich, but we never. Okay. So with that, we'll talk about shenanigans and life and all that other stuff more next time on the next episode of The Dinosaur The Dude. This is amazing time. I really enjoyed it. I really had a great time. Just shooting shit and talk. And hope you all did too. I hope this helped someone in some sort of way. It's always done in love, educational, and entertainment at the same time. But then also there's nuggets of truth and shit in there. So
some heavy stuff.
Yeah, take it for what you want. But in any case, no matter what, she's the dinosaur.
That's me.
And I'm the dude. And we're doing it old school again because somebody's got their foot up on drugs. But this is the Dinosaur and the Dude, the most shittiest audio podcast out there with the most amazing content. And we hope you all had a great time listening to us talk about things in life. And hope you all are back next time. We'd love to see our numbers go up since Spotify changed their requirements for us to, be sponsors. So what the fuck ever, we're going to go ahead and do it ourselves. So thanks again, Canada Dry, for this awesome drink. Thanks for the last episode, DuckDuckGo. And we're gonna keep just claiming our own sponsors until these motherfuckers do what they want with us. Either they're gonna send us a cease and desist, or they're gonna be like, oh, this is awesome. And then just gonna treat us. Yeah, they're gonna donate shit to us like we're some sort of Sarah McLachlan commercial. So okay, I think I plugged as many things as possible. All right. I love you.
I use Q-tips. I don't know if that matters.
Yeah, fuck it. Q-tips too.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Love you, and I'll talk to you later too.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Okay, everyone. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for listening. Thanks for giving us your ears, and hopefully you enjoyed our back and forth banter, and you'll come back for more. We're going to hopefully we'll have other guests on in the future, but for right now, it's the two of us doing what we do best. Again, the Dinosaur the Dude, hoping you enjoy each and every episode that we bring to you. And again, have a great time, have a great day, night, evening, wherever you are. And look forward to putting out a new episode for you all to enjoy. All right, take care.